Hey guys, welcome back to another Davinci Resolve tutorial. And in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can take an ordinary shot inside of Davinci Resolve and give it that nice cinematic color grading. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm over in the color tab section inside of Davinci Resolve here. And the first thing I'd like to do, this is my color grading process, is with my first node selected here, I'm going to go over from vector scope to waveform, and I'm going to control the levels by using the color wheels. What I want to do is bring the bottoms down to the baseline here, and then bring the tops all the way to the top of the base here. So I'll start dragging the bottoms down by going over to the lift panel, clicking on this wheel, and then dragging to the left, just bringing that down until it starts touching the floor. And then I'm going to take the gain here and start clicking on this wheel and dragging to the right to start bringing the highlights up. And then what I want to go ahead and do, I'm going to click on the 1 here. I'm going to go ahead and start adjusting the contrast in the pivot to give this even more of a contrast look. I don't want to go too overboard here, but just enough to kind of get it to like really pop out. I might also play with the midtones a little bit too. Alright, so that's looking pretty good so far contrast wise. What we can do is compare our before and after results. If we right click on the shot here, go to split screen and select versions and original, and then click on our split screen icon here. So right now that's actually a pretty good start. And now I want to go ahead and white balance the image. So I'm going to add another node. I can right click on this node and select add node, add serial, or I can also push Alt S. So with this node selected, what I'm going to go ahead and do is go over in our qualifier tab. That's the icon with the eyedropper. I'm going to go ahead and click on an area that should be white, like his shirt here. I'll go ahead and click on the magic wand tool just so that I can see what I have selected here. And I'm going to go over to the parade. And I want to go ahead and bring that blue up just so that it's even with the green and the reds channels. So over in the color wheels section, I'll click on the number 2 here. And then I'll click on the temperature and start dragging it to the left. Maybe add a touch of magenta. Alright, so let's see what it looks like if I go ahead and clear the qualifier selection. That's looking pretty good there. Maybe bring the cooling temperature down a little bit there. Alright. And then the next thing I want to go ahead and do is the skin tones. So let's add another node, Alt S. Then I'm going to click on the Windows tab here. Then I'll take the PowerPoint curve tool, and then I'm just going to zoom in on his face here. And then start clicking and dragging a mask on our subject's face. And then I'm going to switch from Parade over to Vector Scope. And then what I'm going to go ahead and do is go to the Curve Set panel, Make sure that the hue versus hue is selected. And then I'll just click on an area of his skin here and just drag our middle point that it automatically set for us. Just a tad bit there. Then I'll go ahead and shut our selection off. Shut the magic wand tool off and then zoom out. Alright, so these are pretty nice changes that we made so far. We adjusted the levels and we adjusted the white balance and then did some skin alterations. Now it's time to get into the mood or the cinematic mood grading. So go ahead and get out of split screen mode. I'm going to go ahead and add another node here. And then I'm going to go ahead and right click and select add node, add layer node. And with this bottom node here selected, I'm going to go to the qualifier tab here. I'm going to click on his face here again. Make sure that I can get a large portion of his skin selected. I'll set the denoise to about a 10 here. I'll go ahead and shut that off. And then I'm going to take the top node here, and then I'm going to go ahead and start clicking and dragging on our color wheels here to give it that like teal look in the background. So this is what it would look like if we didn't have his skin isolated. Let me bring the shadows down a bit. And then just to final it off, let's add one last node here, Alt S, over to the curves, and I'll just go ahead and drag the darks down a little bit, and the white highlights up a little bit as well. Now let's go ahead and look at our before and afters. Alright, so we came a pretty long ways here as far as color grading this shot here. And so that concludes our tutorial for giving a shot a nice cinematic look. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this tutorial and you want to see more content, please be sure to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment in the comments section below, and I'll see you next time.